Right, people, welcome to a new series I'm going to try. I haven't tried a new series for a long time, but let's see how we go. Every so often, talk about a film that has its anniversary, for lack of a better word, this year. 5-year anniversary, 10-year, 25, 30, whatever. And today's film, The Avengers. 10 years ago, this came out. How far are we along in the MCU now? Almost seems like small fry. It's my favourite Avengers film. I don't keep up with Marvel anymore. Last film I saw was Spider-Man No Way Home. I don't have Disney Plus. I haven't seen any of the TV shows. I've seen trailers for them. I'm not interested in any of that business anymore. Not a comic book person. But even for a comic book person, this was cool. Seeing the Avengers together. We'd had the build-up films. I enjoyed them all. And then this film comes out and made a lot of money. Was very popular. I think they have the humour just right. Not too silly. Whereas later on they would get too silly. But they got that right. I like Thor being this Thor. I like the Hulk actually. You know, he chases Natasha through the helicarrier, has a little bit of a dust-up with Thor, tries to lift the hammer, then he makes a mess at the end, saves Iron Man, so he wasn't a joke. He did things, he beat things up, he ripped people, he smashed. And it has some cool moments. As I mentioned, he chases Natasha, makes a mess at the helicarrier, jumps onto a helicopter, makes a mess. Thor, his entrance when he takes Loki, and then Cap goes after him, and then Iron Man goes after him. Then they have their dust up in the forest. And the hammer, I remember the trailer, the hammer hits the shield. I remember that. And people were saying, why are they fighting? Why is he attacking him? I remember that. And, you know, the payoff. For me, it was cool to see the payoff. When they're all in a circle, the music's playing, the Hulk's roaring, they're all ready to go. The camera pans round. And I can imagine comic book nerds would have orgasmed, maybe for the first time in their lives. But that was cool for me, who's a non-comic book guy. And as I say, it's my favourite Avengers film. But that's what I had. I remember buying this HMV. Nice. And inside is nice, but you can't see much. You know, it's real. I wonder if it was like that when I bought it. Yeah, Thor's cut off and Hulk's cut off, but that's what I have. And then that was a big deal back in the day. They don't put the names. Don't put the names on the spine. Why don't they do that? It's like none of that seems to matter anymore. But when I watched it a few weeks ago, I thought, yeah, I like it, but there's moments in it that are kind of slow and maybe dull, but I didn't get that this time. I didn't get that. I give it a 9 out of 10 because it's rip-roaring entertainment, highly enjoyable, lots of action, and everyone in the world has seen it. Then again, Mike probably hasn't seen it. Mike probably doesn't care about this. It's probably in my top 5 MCU films, but it's a fingerprint magnet. But what can you do? So yeah, that is 10 years old this year. Can you believe it? And it still holds up. After all of the bigger films with more people in them, it still stands up, in my opinion, as one of the better comic book films. The Avengers, or we called it in this country, what do we call it in this? We call it Avengers Assemble in this country. I don't like that. It's The Avengers. And it's 10 years old.